And so growing up in Wilmington, we're instilled that Wilmington is the heart of the harbor. And we're told that, and there's a book out there, it's called My Heritage. And I'm proud to say that my family, my uncle, who served as helping those who are immigrated from Mexico to be naturalized here in the United States, he helped a lot of them, and he's actually listed in the book of My Heritage. And looking back and reflecting as now that I am older now and have lived a few years, right? You could look back and reflect and appreciate your family and what they've contributed to the community and public service. My father, Rudy Mendoza Sr., he very much grew up in Wilmington and the real poor side of Wilmington, and I remember, going to my grandmother's house, and it was a big family, and I'm like, wow, how did she manage that, being, a single parent, because my grandfather passed away early, but back then, they made it happen, and so, the pride that was instilled in us, and the family entity of having a large family like that on my father's side, has really taught us what the value of family is and sticking together. My mom, Natividad Neri Jimeno, who is part Filipina and part Spanish, and my grandfather, Toribio Jimeno, he was in the U.S. Navy, and he's from Baguio, from the Philippines. Unfortunately, I never got to know my grandma from my mom's side, because she passed away when my mom was, I believe, she was 4 years old. So my grandfather being a Navy man, my mom was basically an orphan, but she was raised by her aunts, all females. And so did an amazing job. I mean, my parents are amazing. And, when they raised their children, they wanted more for their children, so they really set the example. My father learned to be a mason, a cement mason, and really moved us from one side of Wilmington to another side of Wilmington, which was the newer side at that time. And we still have that home till today. And we're very proud of our parents and what they've been able to provide their children with. And just to tell you a little bit about my father and my mom. My mom worked for the Los Angeles Unified School District for 25 years at Freeze Avenue Elementary School. So she was into education, even though she didn't finish her high school diploma, but she provided the opportunity to provide and be a public servant in her community and give back in assisting and educating the youth of our community. My father was a mason who hired countless males and taught them the trade of masonry. And maybe those that didn't go to college and school that were struggling, and he taught them the trade. He's touched so many lives. And he actually was the superintendent of jobs for building 2 LAUSD schools, which was Broad Avenue Elementary School in Wilmington and Phoenix Banning High School in Wilmington. And so there is a definitely embedded ingrained in our minds and our hearts that you always get back to the community. My brother was an LAPD officer, and he served the community for over 30 years, and he worked for the detective unit in South Traffic. And so my sister worked for LAUSD as a school administrative assistant for 37 years. And again, giving back to her community, she worked at Banning High School as well. And later on worked for the local district, and then at Dominguez Elementary School was a school where my mom actually attended when she was a youngster. So we're very proud of being able to give back and be public servants and do it in any capacity that we can and that we could serve in for these youngsters to have a better future and a bright future.